Hello students, today we are here to study about a new course that is object oriented programming with C++. So this is a programming paper, and prior to this I think that you all have studied the C programming language in your previous semesters. So first of all, let us see the syllabus of object oriented programming with C++. So this is of a 3 credit paper, and it is divided into 4 units: unit 1, unit 2, unit 3 and unit 4. So unit 1 deals about the history and features of object oriented programming language, its differences between procedural oriented programming language and object oriented programming language. We can also say that OOPS, in short, object oriented programming language, as OOPS. We will also cover the beginning with C++ and objects and classes. In objects and classes, we will study about the different memory allocation techniques that are static data and member functions. Also, we will see the arrays of an object and object as function arguments. Unit 2 deals with constructors and destructors. So we will see the constructors and its types of constructors, function overloading, overriding, and also in unit 2 we have also to study about the inheritance, the concepts of inheritance, types of inheritance, single inheritance, multiple, multi-level, and hybrid inheritance. In this we will study about the abstract classes, and in unit 3 we will look after the pointers in C++. This is the very important topic in C++, so it's all different from C, and we will study many new things in this: concepts of pointers and functions in an array, and pointers to string. These all topics are very new to you. So, and unit 4 it is of polymorphism, in which we will study about the concepts of polymorphism, its types, function overloading, function overriding, virtual functions, static and dynamic binding, and at the last we will study about the file handling in C++. So in that we will study about the opening and closing a file, reading and writing characters from a file. So for that we will use get method, put method, get line, and write. Also we will see the command line arguments. So let us start the chapter. So let's start from unit 1. So in unit 1 we have to study about the history of C++ and its how it is different from procedural oriented language. So let's start. So first of all, let's see that C++ is a general purpose programming language, and it is widely used nowadays for competitive programming. So it has imperative, object oriented, and generic programming features, and it also runs on a lot of platforms like Windows, Linux, Mac. So it is platform independent, so we can use it in any of the platforms such as Windows or Linux. And there are some key points, or we can say that history of C++. So it is a statistically typed, compiled, and general purpose, case sensitive, free form programming language. So what is case sensitive? Case sensitive means that if we are using a lower case operator, such as if we are using a small a in programming and capital A in the same program, so this both are not equal. Small a and capital A is not equal. So it is also a free form programming language, and that supports procedural or as well as object oriented programming, and it is a middle level language. So what is middle level language? Which understands both high level language as well as low level language, and it we can see that it comprises of a combination of both high level and low level language. The developer of C++ was Jarn Strostrov, and it was developed in 1979 at Bell's Laboratory in Murray Hill, New Jersey, and it is also a superset of C. We can say that it is a superset of C. So let's move on to what is remove these things. And so what is procedural oriented language? So Procedural oriented language is a list of instructions where each statement tells the computer to do something. So in procedural level language, we will start from 1 2 3 line wise. The codes were written in a sequence or a serialized manner, and the execution was done one by one, first this one, second, third, fourth, fifth, like that. But in object oriented programming language, this is not necessary. So when program becomes larger, we divide into functions, and it has clearly defined functions. So as we have seen in C, that when a program becomes very large, we divide it into functions. हम लोग उसे functions में तोड़ देते थे, 2-3 functions बना के एक program create करते थे. So some of the basic procedural oriented languages are C, Basic, Fortran, and let's move to so the characteristics of procedural oriented language, we can see that it focuses on process rather than the data, and it takes a problem as a sequence of things to be done, such as reading, calculating, and printing. So hence a number of functions are written to solve a problem. So we have seen in C में हमने देखा था कि वो फोकस करता है डेटा पे. डेटा मतलब कि int x, y, z जो भी हमारा डेटा है. And in C we have also seen that a program is divided into a number of functions, and each functions has clearly defined purpose. सभी functions का अपना अपना एक अलग फंक्शन, सभी जितने भी functions था सबका अपना अपना एक रोल था, एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी था. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द फंक्शंस शेयर ग्लोबल वेरिएबल. यहाँ ग्लोबल वेरिएबल और लोकल वेरिएबल भी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है. किसी एक ब्लॉक के अंदर अगर कोई वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं तो वो उस ब्लॉक के लिए लोकल वेरिएबल है. बट अगर ब्लॉक के बाहर हम किसी एक फंक्शन किसी एक वेरिएबल को डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं, दैन इट इज़ अ ग्लोबल वेरिएबल फॉर द थिंग्स अंडर दैट ब्लॉक. सो इन दिस इन प्रोसीड्यूरल ओरिएंटेड लैंग्वेज, द डेटा मूव्स ओपनली अराउंड द सिस्टम फ्रॉम फंक्शंस टू फंक्शंस. इसमें डेटा हाइडिंग होता ही नहीं था. अगर मान लीजिए कि हम एक फंक्शन एक डेटा को डिक्लेयर करें किसी एक फंक्शन में, सो वी कैन यूज़ it in the another functions also. So the data hiding was not possible in POP or procedural oriented language. So these were the drawbacks of procedural oriented language. So it emphasizes on doing things. Data is given a second class status even though data is the reason for the existence of the program. इसका मतलब ये बोला जा रहा है कि डेटा पे उतना हम लोग फोकस नहीं करते थे, जबकि हम जानते हैं कि किसी भी प्रोग्रामिंग के लिए डेटा सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो डेटा हाइडिंग नहीं था फीचर्स, ये ड्रॉबैक था, मेजर ड्रॉबैक था प्रोसीड्यूरल ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग का. एंड सिंस एवरी फंक्शन हैज़ कंप्लीट एक्सेस टू द ग्लोबल वेरिएबल्स, द न्यू प्रोग्रामर कैन करप्ट द डेटा एक्सीडेंटली बाय क्रिएटिंग फंक्शन. सिमिलरली, इफ अ न्यू डेटा इज़ टू बी एडेड, ऑल द फंक्शन नीडेड टू बी मॉडिफाइड टू एक्सेस दोज डेटा. सो ये भी था एक मेजर ड्रॉबैक कि कोई भी अगर हम डेटा डिक्लेयर कर दे रहे ग्लोबली, जो भी नए प्रोग्रामर्स हैं वो सीधा उसको एक्सेस करते थे. तो इससे क्या होता था कि द डेटा गेट हैम्पर्ड एंड द मेनी यूजर्स हु आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन दैट डेटा, दे गेट द एरर और वी कैन से दैट द चेंज डेटा. सो इट इज़ ऑफन डिफिकल्ट टू डिज़ाइन. सो बिकॉज द कंपोनेंट्स फंक्शन एंड डेटा स्ट्रक्चर डू नॉट मूव द रियल वर्ल्ड. सो इसका एक एग्जाम्पल हम लोग ले लेते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इन डिज़ाइनिंग ग्राफिक्स यूज़र इंटरफेस, we think what functions, what data structures are needed, rather which menu items and soon. तो ये एक एग्जांपल है. So it is very difficult to create new data types and the ability to create the new data types of its own is called extensibility. So ये ड्रॉबैक था प्रोसीड्यूरल ओरिएंटेड लैंग्वेज का कि हम लोग न्यू डेटा टाइप क्रिएट नहीं कर पाते थे. सो न्यू डेटा टाइप्स हम लोग अभी पढ़ेंगे इस C++ में. So let's end this lecture to here, and after these we will study about the OOPs and the features of OOPs in the next lecture. So thank you.